WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have something from Tullibardine. This is a independent bottler over here in Germany called then Malts of Scotland, MoS. Thomas Evers started this, a man I know, a man I respect, a man I am jealous of a little bit. He has his own warehouse in Paderborn here in Germany filled with wonderful whiskeys. Bourbons as well as mainly Scotch whiskeys. So he actually had this cask, a 2010 distilled cask of Tullibardine, which was an Amarone cask. It's a red wine cask, Amarone, which is between Milan and Venice, and it's a northern Italy wine. They take they harvest the wines around October, and they put them up into a barn, and they let the air dehydrate those grapes. They lose between 40 and 50% of their weight. And then they take these almost raisin type of grapes, and then they actually make wine out of them. So the wine has a much higher alcohol content because of much more sugar. And second of all, it's much sweeter. It's a very, very intense, a very, very concentrated, very dark red wine from the region. Now, you take that and you put it in a cask at the end, and that cask is now then sent to Scotland, and Tullibardine filled this up with wonderful new make. Then in Paderborn, it actually, I'm not sure if I think it might have actually, no, they actually kept it there in Scotland the entire time, if I'm correct. And it's a 9-year-old whiskey, 2010 to 2019. It's MoS, Malts of Scotland, and then 19003. So 19 is for 2019. So this is the third bottling they've done of the year. And there's a total of 639 bottles that came out of it. 57.5% ABV. And now my whole question is, if Thomas ever watches this, why did you sell this cask? Now, they actually gave this cask up for a local, it's a bottle pick, a local German whiskey shop called Whiskyhort. H-O-R-T is the gathering place and an assembly. So it's the whiskey assembly. It's the whiskey point, if you like. And that's in Oberhausen. That's about an hour north of Dusseldorf. And then they actually had this bottling for their 4th anniversary. So Whiskyhort, the shop has been now open for over 4 years, and they decided to do a combination with another whiskey shop, which has been in the 6th generation now, very close to the city I live in, Itzehoe, in northern Germany, about an hour north of Hamburg. And so the two of them cooperated, and they share this cask. So on the label, you'll see Whiskyhort as well as Flickenschild. And then you also see MoS, Malts of Scotland, and this bottle cost about 63 euros. So we're talking about $80 for a single cask, entire maturation in a red wine cask from northern Italy in Amarone, and it's also an anniversary bottling. So very, very nice. Now, before I stop, before I try to drink this, I would like to mention one last thing. Tullibardine, the distillery. So 1949, this distillery was founded after World War II. They distilled, they have 3.5 million at the moment that they actually produce on whiskey, liters of alcohol per year. And unfortunately, in 1995, it was mothballed. It was closed. So 2003, an investor group came along and actually reopened it. And since then, it's been opened. This is whiskey base number 125901, if anyone's interested in that. All right, good. Let's take a look at this. The nose says, imagine the cocktail cherries wrapped in a marshmallow and coated with a concentrated amount of the whiskey spice. The whiskey spice for me is concentrated malted barley with wood. And that's what you're getting here. This is actually very, very nice. I do not understand why Thomas Evers gave away this bottle. Of course, he got money for it, but he didn't bottle and didn't just sell it himself. I'm not sure why Whiskyhort said, hey, we need a second person in here, because I'm sure he could have sold the 600 plus bottles all by himself. But I am happy to see that there's a more of a friendship within the German whiskey community happening more and more, rather than just a rivalry and a competition. Very, very nice. As I said, that marshmallow. As I said, that cherry cocktail. As I said, the malted spiciness, as well as a little bit of the barrel just comes through here. Now, it's not a terribly complex whiskey, but it is a very interesting whiskey. Let's first of all nip on it, and let's get a little bit of water afterwards. Mmm. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Look at that color. Yeah. Here, this is a normal. This is, I hope you can actually see that. Over here, you really do have that red peachiness. And over here, you have the normal brown. This is actually a Glenmorangie, 10-year-old Claxton. And over here, you have the Tullibardine. You can really see the temperature hues and the differences there. All right. Oh, very, very nice. I compared it to something that I shouldn't have done in my German video. It's Irish. This is a 12-year-old Irish whiskey. That was the Amarone Cask. 58%. The character, the distillery character of Cooley/Teeling is totally different than the Tullibardine. I actually preferred the Tullibardine more than that, and I like that a lot. This is going to be a solid B for me in my book. Put a little bit of water in there, bring it down to something that I like, more around the 48 to 50% range. Very fruity. I'm not a great fan of finishings or of red wine cask maturation, but this is one of the few exceptions where I go, wow, that's really good. By the way, my question of the day is, what different bottlings have you had of Tullibardine? There's a 228, and there's a 500, and there's this and that. There's quite a few different independent bottles out there that have actually also brought out other different types of bottlings. And what is your favorite? Unfortunately, I've only actually reviewed so far and tasted the Tullibardine 228. Bottom shelf, middle shelf type of product, not really great. I do have the Murray over there, which is also a red wine finish. I'm looking forward to doing that. I have the 1 and the number 2 of the Murray, batch 1 and 2. Very nice. Oh, the end is very, very nice. Okay, I'm going to stick with my marshmallows. I'm going to stick with my cocktail cherry. I'm going to stick with my concentrated malt, as well as the barrel. Not too much. 9 years old. I didn't think it'd be too much barrel at all. There's no tipping. There's no tannins there. There I go. Yeah. It's sweet enough. It's fruity enough. It's spicy enough. It's actually a very, very nice Scotch. If you like to have a red wine, Speyside type of product, ta-da! The Tullibardine is absolutely going to be maybe your thing. Will you be able to find it? As I said, there's 639 bottles worldwide. Most of these will be in Germany, and maybe a few might one day make it in an auction someplace, and you might get lucky to get this. Great whiskey. Solid B price. Value for money, a C+. I think the 63 euros are absolutely more than great. I could have actually, I was surprised it wasn't 20 euros more. That's my 2 cents on that. So, question of the day, Tullibardine, which one have you had? Which one do you like the best? Please like, please subscribe, please tell others about this crazy American over here in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskeys you'll probably never ever see and never get your hands on, but that's what I like to do. Thank you very much. All the best. Bye-bye.